Hi, we're here in Minnesota with Chuck Potter of HoofCinch. And we know about the HoofCinch. We know you've done a lot of work with horses with Founder. You've also started to do stuff several years ago with horses with navicular syndrome, and you had the lift.
Sure.
Explain to everybody how this works.
Well, the whole idea behind the lift was to allow the foot to function as normal as possible.
Okay.
So in other words, if we put a shoe on a foot, we kind of lock it in. So if the horse steps, I mean, the metal still bends some.
Right.
And the nails still flex and that. We're not stopping too much motion.
Right.
But we found with the lift, we create what's called a split toe.
Okay.
There's nothing attached in the front side.
So there's two separate pieces.
Yeah, one goes on each side of the foot. And we stopped using the screws now. We don't screw them on anymore. We just glue them on.
Okay.
And you can also drive a nail up through this stuff and into through the hole and up through the side.
Okay.
But they're basically a glue-on, and what they do is they lift the heel up. These are 3/4 inch lift at the heel.
All right.
So it's pretty massive, and we've actually done testing where we've taken horses and we put the same amount of lift with a shoe on. So we take a shoe, put the pads in with the lift, put them on, have the horse walk. He's still limping. We take that off, we put this on where we don't have that toe piece.
Right.
And for some, we haven't figured out the exact why.
Right.
But the horse doesn't limp. He walks off of there, and it's something to do with his heel still being able to move independently. So if the navicular syndrome that's causing his discomfort is on one side, he can load the other side without affecting the other side right away.
Right.
And it makes them more comfortable, and then they can heal much quicker.
And so after you put these on, what would be like the recommended time, or how is the horse supposed to be stabled or capped? Explain that.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is soft tissue damage in the navicular region, not the bone.
Okay.
So with this, we're looking at 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks with these on.
Okay.
And at the same time, they're being rested.
Right.
It doesn't mean stuck in a stall. It means allowed to move around an arena, indoor, a round pen, something like that.
Not loping up a hillside.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to run up and down hills, stuff like that when coming down, putting more pressure on the area. And on an anti-inflammatory at the same time. And during that 2 week period, we get that healed up, or at least comfortable.
So when we're talking about navicular syndrome and where the lift helps, this is for soft tissue, where the navicular bone itself is not affected.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So we use it on the ones with the bone too.
Right.
But the bone is so rare to see actually involved, because there's a lot of misconceptions and still old data that's still out there.
Yesterday we were talking about the lollipop. Explain that, and why when we're taking an X-ray of the navicular bone, what we should be looking for, or what's acceptable nowadays that what wasn't years ago.
Right. We found out that X-raying a horse's navicular bone depends on what angle you shoot, and each horse can be a little bit different. To whether you're going to see what they call the lollipop. So there's a channel through the bone with a small opening.
Okay.
And they used to believe those were lesions. Well, now we know every single horse has this.
Okay.
And it's just because we were X-raying the bones of horses who were limping, and we suspected navicular. We were, oh, that's it. That's a navicular bone. Right. And now we know that that's not true.
Okay.
And so whenever somebody calls and say, oh, the vet saw the lollipop, and I say, okay, well, that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Because all horses have those.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you very much.